So welcome to the node.js package maintenance team meeting for September 10th, 2019. We'll follow our standard agenda, which was in issue number 252 in the package maintenance repo. First of all, does anybody have any announcements that they'd like to share? No? Okay, let's move on to the issues tagged for the agenda. So the first one is number 236, which is standard grammar keywords to reference node release lines. And I guess one of the actions I remember was, Bethany, you were going to talk to the release team about that, that terminology. I was just wondering if you have any feedback based on that.
Yep, I'm just opening the issue. I think someone summarized our thoughts on it. So yeah, is it Manuel? He rewatched our stream, and one thing that was called out is we should clarify the difference between all and maintained.
Okay.
Because I think all means all, including end of life.
Yep.
Whereas maintain would only be the ones that is not end of life. And the concern about LTS active, depending on how discussions in the release team go about changing our LTS schedules, there could be a 6-month overlap, or we could avoid that in the future, depending how our proposal goes to swap the time frame of LTS active and maintenance around.
Right. But what do you mean by an overlap?
There could be two, so 10 and 12 could be in LTS active at the same time.
Right. I don't think that's a concern, though. Like, this is not intended to identify a specific release. Okay. It's intended to identify that, you know, your intent is that all releases that are in LTS active, you're going to support.
Okay.
So that one I think is okay. The difference, like, I can add a PR to try and clarify between all and maintain.
One thing I wouldn't understand is why would someone only agree to support things that are in active LTS?
That's a good question. You know, not all of those are ones that I would choose.
Okay.
You know, there's some that I would recommend, but you know, in terms of the different people in the community wanting to do different things, the attempt is to cover that whole list of possibilities. So you might say that you're doing LTS active and something else that covers something that would make sense. But I agree, that one in particular, I kind of wonder about.
The other discussion we had was one we've had quite a lot in the release meeting, was about what we call non-end of life releases.
Right.
And recently people seem to have been converging on the word supported rather than maintained.
Okay. I'd suggested maintained in that issue. Is there any more discussion since then?
I think Richard and myself have also weighed in on that one.
Okay, so supported is the preferred.
The thing my concern about the word maintained is whether it's very close to maintenance.
Right.
I know supported overlaps with long-term support, but I actually think if we say all of these are the supported Node.js releases, of which 8 and 10 are the long-term support ones, that kind of makes sense to say LTS is a subset of the supported versions.
Right. Yeah. So it's long-term support, and I'm just looking at the list here that we have. So maintained is Node.js versions which are not end of life. Okay.
Is that not the?
Go ahead.
Is that not the same as all? So I mean, the all keyword came there from renovates config, and basically in the example here, the difference is that is in version 11, but version 11 is no longer, like, as soon as 11 came out, as soon as 12 came out, 11 became EOL, which means it would not be included in all together with 12.
All right, yeah, I think.
And that's how Renovate define all, is all releases that have not passed their end date. So this is supported. I think supported is a better keyword than all, because all is a broader meaning.
Yeah, because we wouldn't be able to use all over a release, whereas supported we could define.
So let me just, I'm trying to see that. Okay, so all packages maintained for versions of Node.js, including LTS and non-LTS releases. But actually, all has a different description there. See, that said that one came from. I thought you said which one was it that came from the Renovate terminology?
All came from Renovate terminology, and they're defined as everything that's not EOL.
Okay, but we have maintained, which is Node.js versions which are not EOL. I thought that's what came from Renovate.
Yeah, I don't know where maintain came from. I missed this PR.
Okay, because I think all was there before, because it's got a very specific thing that basically says actually maintained for Node versions, including both LTS and non-LTS. Because it specifically says that it'll support non-LTS versions.
Yeah, but in the current version of the doc, all does not say anything about the state of these versions, LTS and non-LTS.
Well, I'm going to share the current one because I pulled it up.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at.
Right. So, but it all says the package is maintained for Node.js versions, including both LTS and non-LTS releases. May be necessary to accept some major level breaking changes into the application in order to receive essential fixes.
Yeah, I think the release call we mentioned this too. Ruben called out that he thought maintained and all were referring to the same thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, but no, it says right there, and non-LT, include both, right. Yes, okay. So today it's 8:10. It's not, I guess 11 is not.
No, that would have just been when the PR was open. 11 would have been covered,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I don't know why 12 is there then. If I could just maintain.
There was an overlap.
Okay.
For a month or two, where 11 is not end of life and 12 would have been current.
Okay. Right. So, okay. So, but the main thing was that we should probably rename maintain to supported.
Yep, if you need it at all, and maybe supported makes sense instead of all.
Right. So we might delete all and make maintain supported.
Yep.
Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, we could leave all for Jordan if he wants to support all Node versions.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, like it may be, so it says non-LTS. Because you're right, it doesn't say anything about whether they're EOL or not, right? So they could be end of life.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all is equivalent to Semver star.
Right.
The way it should be equivalent right now. It's
right.
described. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave all as it has nothing to do with whether it's end of life or not, and then the supported will be the one that says you're doing the ones which are currently actively being worked on.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good. And then I guess the other comment was it would be nice to tag. I saw there tag the releases as well. With those, that was something that was discussed in the build release work group as well.
We just want to formalize our definitions in the README somewhere at first.
Okay.
In both the core and the release repo, we need to double check our terminology across the two.
Right. Okay. And were there any other? Oops, I got some more attendees to promote. Sorry. Promoting. So in terms of the terminology that you're going to document there, are there any other ones which aren't in this list we just looked at?
No. On our plate was to better describe the difference between active LTS and maintenance LTS, but I think that's both covered.
Okay, so otherwise we'd have consistent terminology, it sounds like. Okay, that's good. Anything else we should discuss on that one? Let me just take, just taking a few notes here back.
By the way, I think last time Jordan mentioned that or would mean go all the way back to like 0.10 version.
Right. Right. Okay, that's a good point. And we should probably, I'll submit a PR that changes maintained to support it, and maybe add that a little bit more in there to explain that make it clear it's, versions which could be all the way back that far.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, any more on that one before we move on to the next issue? If not, okay, the next one is which problems Node.js OSS maintainers authors face today. This is issue number 113. On that one, last time we discussed a little bit about the top 10 that Wes was working on for Express. I'm not sure we have anything more specific to discuss in the meeting today. Does anybody have anything to add to that one? Okay, so I guess I know this one is not in Wes's good time, so maybe next time we'll get an update on that, because he showed us some preliminary work, and we're just waiting to see the dashboard completed to be able to start promoting. The next thing which I added to the agenda is blog post to get broader feedback on support for info for packages. Unfortunately, we don't have Glenn who's been running that, but we can discuss it a bit anyway. Let me just scroll down to the bottom to see. I'd made a few suggestions in terms of content. My impression was I thought this was going to be more focused on getting feedback on the specific support proposal. And what was initially there, I think maybe Glenn was starting with something he'd started a while back, was a little bit more general, talking about some of the more contentious issues about, like, whether what files you should include or not include and that kind of stuff. But my thought is we want to get something out is more focused on the package maintenance proposal to get some feedback on that. I don't know what other people's views are, thoughts on that front. Okay, I guess if nobody has any comments, we'll just continue to work on the content of the blog post in the issue itself and go from there. Quick note. Okay, and I guess we're down to the one which is review the project board. So let me pull that up and share that, and we can take a look if I can find it. Nope, I got to the wrong thing. Okay, so I think, Joel, you've been working on number 164, right?
Yeah, so 164, the remaining item is the blog post. And I am reviewing some last, like a few minor editing comments and committing them right now. What's our next step? I think 164, there's no more action items on 164.
Okay.
Except the blog post. That's a separate issue, a separate PR that I submitted.
Okay, which PR number is that?
243.
Okay, let me just pop over to there.
I see that there's a few
243. Oh, there we go. Right.
PR, yes.
Okay, so the doc itself actually already landed in the repo, right?
Yes.
Okay. So right, so I guess just need to go through, address the comments, and if everybody can take a look and review and comment, we'll continue to work on that and come to conclusion. Basically, once we've got some sign-offs, then the next step would be to publish it.
Yeah, so where do we want to publish this?
I think we have a couple of options. You know, you could publish it if you have a place you normally publish blogs. We could publish it there and promote it, or we could ask the foundation medium, like ask the foundation press team to publish it under the medium that's for the foundation.
Okay, I used to publish blogs on Walmart Labs space also. So.
Okay. Now I'm not sure, like if it's kind of a personal blog, that the Walmart Labs one might make sense. If it's sort of like on behalf of the package maintenance team, probably the foundation one would make more sense.
Okay. Yeah. Then whichever one makes the most sense.
Okay. So yeah, let's get to the point where we've got sign-offs in the issue, and then we can set that up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay.
And I probably can maybe take on a new item after this.
Okay. Sounds good. I don't know if you can. Yeah, I guess probably just look through the issues that are open or suggest.
Okay. Yeah, I think I used to have one issue that was assigned before the summer and got pretty hectic over the summer.
Okay. Yep. Summer's always seems to be a busy time.
Yeah, I mean, right. Summer is supposed to be like, no school and no nothing, but we're trying to sign up everything possible for our kids.
Yep. Absolutely. I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So then the other things that are in progress, 209. Is that the one you just mentioned? Document how to specify non-production files in package.json.
209?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that's the update on that one. Reach out to Travis to get option that includes. I think there's been a fair amount of discussion in that one. I think if we close out on the terminology, it sounded like Jordan might add some features to NVM, which would then make that possible. So
yeah, so this one, since NPM is now like have a roadmap for Tank to be released in version 8, because whatever we do here is only a temporary until NPM has a official solution.
Yeah, have you heard something new on that recently?
No, nothing new other than what they announced a while back about their roadmap about Tank. They say that they're going to be fully committed to Tank, and they plan to work on it and release Tank as part of NPM 8.
Okay.
So I imagine that's probably 1 or 2 years out.
Yeah, I don't get the impression that it's anything immediate.
Yeah. But for experimentation, we can certainly do something with this one to see, to just get some idea of what it's like.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll spend some time on this one.
Okay.
Regarding the Travis one, we can remove the label the agenda.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the agenda. This is just I'm going through the.
Yeah. This is as a side note. We can remove it. I don't think.
Right. Does it have the?
I mean, until we hear more from them, there's not much to talk.
Right. I'm just looking. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's take that off the agenda. Okay, now let me go back to. Okay.
Yeah, this is my one regarding the testing which versions. I have been putting this off for a while, but the good news is I now have some official budget to spend specifically on the work that this group needs. So
Okay.
I'll put that up very, very soon, and yeah, I will refresh the numbers to compare how things have changed since April.
Okay.
And we know that I haven't checked if they have actually published that yet, but Travis have changed the default to LTS. So yeah, I'll include that information in there.
Okay.
And yeah, we have keywords and renovate and all that. So yeah, there's some stuff that happened that is new content that will be useful for that blog as well. So hopefully sometime soon.
Okay. Sounds good. And then I'm just looking through the to-dos to see if there's anything we really need to move up, but I think that's pretty good for what we've got in the board. Any other topics people would like to discuss today? Oh, excuse me. Okay, I guess if not, we'll call the meeting for today. Thank you everybody for taking the time, and we'll work together through GitHub until we get together again next time. Bye.
Bye.